The Air Combat Command was created on June 1, 1992, after three older commands, Tactical Air Command, Strategic Air Command, and Military Airlift Command were shut down. It works under the main headquarters at the Pentagon and is based at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. Its job is to prepare and provide planes and people for air battles and other important missions. It also manages systems for communication, command, and intelligence, and helps with global information tasks. ACC has over 1,100 planes like fighter jets, attack planes, and planes for special jobs like spying, rescue missions, or controlling other planes. ACC had 48 fighter teams and 9 attack teams. There are about 74,240 Air Force members and 10,610 civilians working in ACC. If needed, another 49,000 people from the Air Force Reserve and National Guard can join, along with over 700 more planes. Together, they can use more than 1,800 planes and have over 123,000 people ready. Air Combat Command is in charge of 1,097 aircraft. These aircraft are organized into 35 wings and 1,372 smaller groups spread across 242 locations. 27 wings and 1,130 units are at 195 locations for regular operations. 8 wings and 241 units are at 47 locations to support special missions, like those outside the country or in emergencies. The Air Combat Command oversees various specialized units. 1st Air Force, 9th, 12th, 15th, and 16th Air Force. It also includes Air Force Spectrum Management Office, Cyberspace Capability Center, USAF Warfare Center, and U.S. Air Force's Central Command. The Air Education and Training Command was created on July 1, 1993, by combining Air Training Command and Air University. ADTC is based at Randolph Air Force Base, part of Joint Base San Antonio in Texas. Its main role is to handle training and education for Air Force members. This includes basic military training, technical training for specific skills, professional military education to prepare for leadership roles. AEC is made up of over 48,000 active duty members and reservists and 14,000 civilians. It is also in charge of around 1,600 aircraft used for training. It comprises 29 total force wings, which include 21 active duty wings and 8 additional wings from the Air National Guard and Air Force Reserve. The Air Force Special Operations Command is the part of the U.S. Air Force that handles special missions. It is based at Hurlburt Field in Florida. AFSOC works with the United States Special Operations Command to provide highly trained teams and aircraft for special missions around the world. Before 1983, Special Operations Forces in the Air Force were managed by other commands and were used in regions like Europe or the Pacific. In 1983, AFSOC started as the 23rd Air Force, and in 1990, it officially became the Air Force Special Operations Command. AFSOC's teams include combat controllers, pararescuemen, special reconnaissance, and tactical air control party. These units handle tasks like rescuing people, gathering intelligence, and guiding airstrikes. The Air Force Materiel Command. It was formed on July 1, 1992, when 2 older groups, the Air Force Logistics Command and Air Force Systems Command, were combined. AFMSC is based at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. It is one of the biggest commands in the Air Force with about 80,000 workers, both military and civilian. It has the largest budget in the Air Force, making up 31% of the total budget. AFMC also employs more than 40% of the Air Force's civilian workers. The main job of AFMC is to research, develop, test, and support new technology and equipment for the Air Force. It helps design and create new weapons, planes, and systems, and also takes care of the equipment already in use. The Air Force Reserve Command, based at Robins Air Force Base, Georgia. It includes officers and enlisted airmen who are trained and ready to help the Air Force whenever needed. AFRC controls about 450 aircraft and shares many others with active duty Air Force units. Most of its planes are ready to fly within 72 hours if needed. AFRC has some special abilities that the regular Air Force doesn't. For example, it uses planes to spray insecticides or herbicides when needed, and it flies into hurricanes and storms to collect weather data. It also helps fight wildfires by using special equipment on C-130 planes to drop water or fire retardant. The Air Mobility Command, responsible for moving people, equipment, and supplies worldwide. It is based at Scott Air Force Base in Illinois and was formed on June 1, 1992, by combining parts of two older commands, the Military Airlift Command and Strategic Air Command. AMC uses aircraft like the C-17 Globemaster III, C-5 Galaxy, and C-130 Hercules for airlifting, and the KC-135 Stratotanker and KC-46 Pegasus for aerial refueling. These planes help transport troops and cargo and keep other planes fueled during missions. AMC also sets up temporary air bases during missions and runs training exercises like Eagle Flag to prepare for these situations. The Air Force Global Strike Command. After some mistakes with nuclear weapons in 2007 and 2008, the U.S. Air Force created the Air Force Global Strike Command in 2008 to make sure everything was safe and organized. AFDSC takes care of nuclear bombers like the B-52 and B-2, as well as missiles. It officially started working in 2009, with its main office at Barksdale Air Force Base. The main job is to organize, train, equip, and maintain intercontinental ballistic missile forces and long-range bomber forces for military leaders. AFGSC is like the modern version of an older group called Strategic Air Command that worked during the Cold War. They have teams like the 8th Air Force in Louisiana and the 20th Air Force in Wyoming, all working together to do their job. The Pacific Air Forces is a key part of the U.S. Air Force, responsible for air operations across the Asia-Pacific region. It is based at Joint Base Pearl Harbor-Hickam in Hawaii and works under the United States Indo-Pacific Command. PACF's job is to provide powerful air and space capabilities to support U.S. interests in the Asia-Pacific region during peace, crisis, and wars. It trains and equips about 45,000 personnel from the regular Air Force Reserve, and Air National Guard. It oversees 9 major bases, nearly 375 aircraft, and 3 numbered air forces. The United States Air Forces in Europe. Air Forces Africa is a major part of the U.S. Air Force that operates in Europe, parts of Asia, and all of Africa except Egypt. Based at Ramstein Air Base in Germany. It is the Air Force's oldest active command, starting in 1942 as the 8th Air Force during World War II. Over the years, it was renamed several times before getting its current name in 2012.